What up? Just got done watching the Tupac biopic for the first time. I ain't watch it all the way through because it's like some parts it's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it was really good movie. I don't care about that bullshit. Alright, I'm turning this off. Not gonna get a rise out of me. Turn off the alerts. Twitter alerts or whatever. Alright. Alright. Boom. Get this internet popping. Finish up these little applications, feel me? Read a little bit. Gotta go against thing and just right now you always gotta take the attitude that you're actively going against your adversity and what's going against you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between a person with potential and a person who has it. And you definitely gotta work the difference between potential and putting it in action is just, you know what I'm saying, having it and doing it. Potential is basically just aspiration and probably a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, working and having natural talent. But you got to put in hard work. So basic dedication all this week is just hard work. You know what I'm saying? It's not even hard. It's just, you know what I'm saying, something you naturally do. And you can naturally be great. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do. Like if you're a poet, you know what I'm saying, you do music, you're an engineer, construction, haircutting, makeup, you know what I'm saying, writing, you know what I'm saying, always try to work on your craft and be on that next level so you can get what's coming to you. You know what I'm saying? You can change the directory of your life towards positivity or negativity, and it's up to you to take the situations that you go through and view it as negative or view it as positive. You know what I'm saying? You should always view the things that you go through only prepare you for who you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, the next second, the next minute, hour, day, week, year, rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Every moment only prepares you for who you are in that next step. So you should always, you know what I'm saying, constantly go towards working towards yourself. It don't matter if you're in your 50s, 60s, 20s, teenager, you know what I'm saying, you always take that next step in your life towards becoming the person that you're meant to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm working right now. I'm looking up all these coding languages. I got about 10 books open right now, switching through them. And then I'll go pray, watch movies, get on the phone, talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I got to get on the phone later on today and talk to some people. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to some people earlier today. Just, you know, just on it active. Everything you do goes towards that progress of who you want to be and what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And then also look at your success in your life as not what you do, what you're doing, but who you are. You know what I'm saying? Always be that exemplary person. Exemplify that person that you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You could have any type of situation going on in your, you know what I'm saying, your life or whatever. Especially in these polarized times, there's always a way towards, you know what I'm saying, you to improve yourself. You know. Parsing. You know what I'm saying? I got to this point where I can read this stuff and it's ingrained in me, and I can read something and know what it does, and I can type it in and create something. But I had a vision for an invention that where the tools of it do exist already, and I have to do the research on how others did it, and then I can know how to do it. I can't reveal, necessarily what I want to, what I want, because, I'm using it for my for my final presentation for my project, and that's basically going to be one of the things I hand out at, some of the interviews that I go to. I had one thing that I abandoned. It was a mini computer that performed at high rate through internet, basically cloud computing. But by that time, cloud computing already became like the top thing. So it was useless for me to sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna do cloud computing, and it was kind of like easy because I was just like taking Raspberry Pis and just using that. It was just evolving in my mind. That was more of a hardware thing, and I'm geared more towards like software. And also, I'm working on my website for gaming and esports and betting. So I'm trying to simplify, esports towards like heads-to-heads and tournament bases, and also like cut down a lot of the problems that you run into in esports, especially like playing online against other people, which be like reporting, and then like people would disconnect the internet. Like, one thing for me is like, once the game's disconnected, you gotta play that whole shit over again. Like, we're not doing saves, none of that, because like when I was playing esports and I was a pro gamer, like one of the games I played was Madden. So when you're beating another dude, one thing that some people would do would be disconnect the internet and then jump back in the game and then report it as disconnect game, but they're winning, or is a forfeit on the other person or something like that. And so you'll be sitting there for like probably like hours trying to, beat one person. You beating them by like 3 points, 7 points, and they'll sit there and try to cheat it out and try to unplug it in the middle of the play and then plug it back in, and then you got to redo the play that you just got positive yardage or you just scored on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was an honest and fair gamer, when I was doing pro, but that, pulled me out of, playing sports games specifically. So I went into like shooters and survival games like PUBG, and like I did Fortnite for a little bit, but I don't like Fortnite. I put together a Rainbow Six team, then I moved into coaching, and I was successful in coaching. My team, we got 17th place, and I was one of the alternate players, but I was actually playing in the tournament. The rain doesn't stop now. All that pollen is moving around. But yeah, it was a lot of BS dealing with esports on certain games. More towards sports. But we're gonna definitely be cleaning it up. I was doing like For Honor fighting games and stuff like that. That was cool. Card games like Magic. Magic was my favorite, but the thing about Magic, people be sitting there spending hundreds of dollars on cards and be whooping your ass. And I just wasn't trying to put that investment to sit up and try to get exclusive cards, giving these people money for something that's on a computer. I'm gonna give you money for information in the game. It will probably be around for like years. I look at that probably lasting like 10, 20 years online. But that's just not my steez. I'd rather just grind and get it. Some things I'll buy and get it, like players or something, like something you can't get from grinding. Oh my God. It's like every time I inhale. The reason why I ain't calling that many people been hitting me up. I've been sick. And like, the thing about being sick it's like once you get over the hump of sickness, like for me personally, I get coughs at the end. So I have a cough for like 2 days. It be tight. You give me some cough drops. But it's alright. So public, let's see if the internet came on yet. Nah, I went straight out. I'm trying to get it so I can finish these applications. They're doing me straight dirty. Straight up dirty. So I got like 2, 4, 6, 9 applications that I gotta fill out for this, for Robert Half. Robert Half, you have some popping jobs. You usually have good paying jobs on there. They don't sit up there and have you on some low paying job. Probably play some Mafia later or something. I didn't play that game yesterday, I don't think at all. Once I get my webcam, it's back to streaming. And that didn't work. Mafia. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi on the computer. Turn it back on. Rather than disconnect and connect. And go here. That ain't work. We do cable Wi-Fi. Oh, now y'all say it's interrupted. Forget y'all. Take this Instagram off. That joint use too much space. And let me see if this will reboot. Alright, that went. Okay. Freaking tech jobs. Customer service representative. United States pays people the most to do tech jobs. Because most people are in service positions. Don't sit up there and try to learn science. In other countries, they pay low as hell. But you got to take into account their currency is different. Like New Zealand money, I think, is worth more than American money. So it like balances out. Oh, I should have got some cough drops. Whew. Just breathe. That's what I'm trying to do. Just breathe. And what did I do? Okay. Got this. Click on upload resume. I found some apartments in Petersburg. I'm gonna be back out in the Berg. This time I'm gonna lay extra low in the Berg. Like, not gonna see me at all. And my throat is like mad warm. That's how you can tell you're sick. Like, a lot of people check your head, but you really gotta check somebody's throat. Like, they throat warm. You know what I'm saying? Check the size. So you know they sick. I be like, I got the corona. Like, again. That's what I be saying. had coronavirus. I just stayed in the bed for a week. I just refused to move. I was like, the more I move, the sicker I'll get. Little Sharwin. Little Sharwin. I'm good, man. A deeper love. So, these strings. Yes, sex. Guess it's too high, guess it's too low. This is just parameters. Straight sick right now. I was sick like all I'm blowing my nose, ran out of tissue. Tomorrow I'm definitely gonna hit these people up for some more tissue. Got like 2 bags of garbage gotta throw out. Gonna get rid of those. My clammy skin came back. Like, I feel good. I was trying to work the disease out last night, try to sweat it out. And it was working a little bit. Well, my eyes are droopy. And everything. I'm done for right now. It always be like when the guys are sick, they're just big babies. When guys get sick, they're babies. I'm not. I mean, I've been taking this like a soldier. I just been like, like not trying to do anything outside of what I say I already got to do. And I already had like the interview yesterday, but I pretty much said no to the job, so I'm not going on with moving forward with that job. It was like some agency, tech agency that contracts you out. And I was like, I don't feel like doing that. Because when I was doing my certificates, my professor was like, don't get into jobs like that. Just try to get directly hired. My last tech job was a direct hire. But I just feel like that was a little bit less than my potential. But it was a dream job. All for like, just like bucket list things I want to do. Like career wise, it was great. Had an awesome experience. But I just had to move on. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is with some places. Like, I'm the type of person when it's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit up there and like I'm gonna stick this out or anything like that. Just try to find the next move and move towards that path. And I said that I need to be in a zone where I have resources to, you know what I'm saying, what I want to do and what I want to be, like, moving forward. So, went back to get my lessons and my master's. That's what I'm going to do. Like, I already got, like, the degree in political science, and they always be like, call yourself doctor. But I haven't been doing that until recently. You know. But just move forward with, you know what I'm saying, what I want to do. It's like dry coughing. It's not even like mucus. It's like nothing. And there's like probably like acid a little bit, or just you know what I'm saying, scratchy ass throat. Still warm. Can't be living like this. I had to blow my nose a few times, but we're scratching it up. Alright. We rewind it back because the last part didn't sink in my head when I was reading it. So I gotta reread that part. And let me pull out my resume. And submit resume. Hopefully these people can open PDFs, because I had one place was like, well, we couldn't open your file. I'm like, you can't open a PDF. Like, the purpose of a PDF is so that you can always open it and that the contents won't get messed up. Like, when you send resumes, make sure you put it in a PDF. You know what I'm saying? Save it as a PDF. So, you know what I'm saying? For reason number one is so the contents don't get messed up and it won't shift them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It can transfer over, because if you put it as like a docx or RTF, so they might not have the system for that, especially if they're like messing with like Linux or, you know what I'm saying, Mac, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're saving something that from a Mac and sending it over there, it can't transfer over, right? And they might accidentally save it, and then your resume is just destroyed. So if it's a PDF, all systems can read PDFs, and your PDF won't be ruined going into the next, you know what I'm saying, whatever next hands they're going into. Oof. Your deep love. So hopefully I get contacted for these. And it is like one job I'm gonna put in for that I don't want to do, but I'll do it because it's just a job. These are career moves right here. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. So I'm just doing career move stuff. And I'm overqualified for a lot of these. And that hurts the most when you don't get hit back for a job that you're overqualified for, but you were just doing it, just, you know what I'm saying, for the next move. It hurts your feelings. Seriously does. You're like, why didn't it hit me back? Because you're overqualified. And that's what dealing with having a degree, you know what I'm saying, is like one of the hurtful things is that you're overqualified. So you got to take stuff off of your application. I mean, yeah, your application and your resume, just so you can be more marketable towards a job that's just a job, not a career. And it sucks. But sometimes I don't, just so I can get offered like a management position. Because one time I didn't, and I ended up a supervisor. You know what I'm saying? And like a line lead, and that paid pretty good for the situation that I was in, trying to, you know what I'm saying, finish up classes and stuff like that. Well, I'm looking at trying to do something that's overnight, early morning, because I think most of my classes this time around is going to be in the evening. I'm looking at jobs in politics, but most of the stuff I don't want to do, or is with a person that I don't want to work with. Yeah, I'm definitely running down to the store, get me some NyQuil or something. Whew. And some coughing stuff, just so I can get over this last little part. Because with the Mucinex, I was winning. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just frequently cough. You know what I'm saying? Can't be up here doing that. Oh, let me see. San Antonio, Texas. I can't work there. Can't work there at all. These people said this. The coolest companies in the area. And this I'm underqualified for, but I'm still apply. Give yourself a shot. Yeah, and also apply for jobs that you're not qualified for, because they might repurpose you or just work with you. You never know if they have some type of entry level or junior level that they can hook you up with. Yeah, my internet went out. My Texas wasn't bad. What you think? Whatever. Woo! My phone's overheating and everything, using up all this data. Whoa, whoa. Throat's killing me. Try and use the drink to, you know what I'm saying, give me some type of like moisturize or something. Something. Okay. I think my cough went away for the most part. I feel like a little itch. Little itch. This mucus is coming out. It's coming out of my dang chest. Arg. Ah. There's still no connection. Disconnect. Connect. Like I always catch like a little glimpse of the internet, and then it just shuts down. That's why I'm happy I got like 3 games, you know what I'm saying, that I can still play with no internet, and I planned that out. Like I got Overwatch on here too. Yeah, I might do that, Dennis. Get some Mullen drop. Like I had the halls, and the halls was doing good, but the halls only work for as long as you have a halls in your mouth. And then like 20 minutes later, you're back on it. So I went through the whole thing in one night. So I was doing Mucinex in the halls. So now I'm probably just gonna get like NyQuil or something. You know what I'm saying? If they got like a little bottle of NyQuil, and that should, you know what I'm saying, hold me over for the rest of the night. I was sitting there. I'm just getting over the sickness. And I think it's just because of the weather and allergies and, you know what I'm saying, being around other people in not the most cleanly situations. Like I've been wearing a mask, but only like when I step into places. You know what I'm saying? Not because wearing a mask and you can't breathe. I got this big old nose. I can't breathe, so I always like pull it down so I can my nose will be out, and then pull it up. After this stream, I'm definitely going down to the store. I would stream all the way to the store, but I don't. Yeah, I might. And fresh air get into my, you know what I'm saying, my room over here, man. It's a bit stuffy in here. And then it would get cold at night. I throw on the heat, but the heat would just make me feel more clammy, so I just turn that joint off. I'll be soldiering through that joint though. Yeah, I forced that one up. Like I felt it. And I don't feel like the chest congestion. You know what I'm saying? That you feel, or like in my lungs. I don't feel it. Like usually I'll feel like it cracking or something. There's not a lot of mucus that's coming up neither. It's just like a little bit. Like when it's not even about when you're sick. That's the worst. It's when you're done being sick and your body is kicking it out. Like that little bit that's left. That's the part that I just hate. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be sick and be taking that joint like a soldier. I'm like, all right, I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? And then the last 2 days after you got rid of the sickness, that's when you got the coughing and, you know what I'm saying, the shortness of breath. You know what I'm saying? When it's burnt out, it get the worst. Like they always say, when something's coming to the end, that's when it's always the worst. That's definitely true about being sick a lot of the time. I'm about to go down 2 blocks to the store. Now I'm starting to feel like the acid. Just because this has been scratching my throat. Hopefully I get some good news from the bank tomorrow. And then I get my card sent over to me. I still gotta get my birth certificate. Still ain't get that. So I still can't even get another ID. I'm gonna hit up my peoples. But good news, I do got what I need to get a spot. And quick. And it's almost the first of the month, so just roll right in there. Get like let's say some decent furniture for that spot. Cause my last spot, all I had was a bed and a table. And the spot before that, I had dressers and couches and, you know what I'm saying, TV and all that stuff. But all that stuff was just outdated and way too used up for me to take it with me. So, on to the next one. I don't care about no Jason Derulo. Like, TikTok is the most annoying social network to have because they always alert you about the dumbest things. It's not just a social network. It's like its own entertainment network. So they have their own stuff going on that they're going to alert you about that's just popping. So you can just go back to the app and watch other people's profiles. I don't have time for that. I don't care. Like I follow like one person that posts stuff on TikTok, and then I post stuff like 4 things on TikTok. Period. That's not something that's coming back on my phone too fast. But I will now, not now, probably later on in the week or something. Just because I got some content that I can put on there that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm working on this one invention. It's going to have to be software based, and not to get too much into it to give it away, but it's definitely going to be something that's going to be geared towards people who use social networks. And I'm going to be pitching it to, you know what I'm saying, the social network companies. I'm probably going to pitch it to TikTok, for real. Because that's probably the reason why I downloaded TikTok, you know what I'm saying, and viewed it was just, you know what I'm saying, my purpose and the vision that I had for what I want to build. You know what I'm saying? I had the vision yesterday, and when I was seeing it and I was looking at it, I was like, yo, this is mad dope, because it's something that everybody would just love to use, who, you know what I'm saying, are into like entertainment, or want to be funny, or just nostalgia and other things. And nostalgia is like a huge thing for social networks and garnish and like getting an audience and like users. You know what I'm saying? And then also it can be something that can expand towards like reposting and everything else. So it can really set a lot of trends that won't get too boring too quick. And I can see it as something that survives for probably about a decade and then probably stops. And people can actually use it for, like, you know what I'm saying, not just social networks, but they can use it in film, they can use it in, you know what I'm saying, music videos, commercials, all kinds of stuff. And it's something similar to what's already out right now, but it's going to be accessible to, you know what I'm saying, everyday users. And I can't wait to put it out. Like, and then another thing towards my destiny, I ran into something else that popped up, and I used it, and it was close to what I want. You know what I'm saying? It was very close, but it was just the perception of it that needs to just change. Like, just reverse it the other way around. And that's exactly what I was looking for. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm researching, and like the thing about research is sometimes you have to spend money, so I had to cough up a little bit of money for my research. And I'm happy about, you know what I'm saying, the result of what I found. So, you know what I'm saying, diving into this, I think it's like a week trial, and then I'm going to end it before they charge me. But dope. Just dope what I got coming up. People want me to use it all the time. Yeah, it was crashing. My Yahoo app was crashing yesterday. I had to factory reset my phone. Freaking Android. Android is trash. iPhone is trash. All phones are trash. Technology these days is trash. I'm trying to hold in this cough from my itchy throat. Hopefully it'll work. I have to lubricate my throat. I was thinking about that word, but it couldn't come to mind. Lubricate. On the last application, send my resume off to this last job. Whew, and it crashed. It's the internet status, and then it's off. Back on the public Wi-Fi, and then it should come on after this. Do do do, do 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 do. I keep my head right. I'm just looking at these apartments. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Got a condo for rent for like $750. I don't want it. And I know who used to live in this exact spot too. The girl I was ran across. I was talking to her for a little bit. But then, you know what I'm saying? She faded off. I faded off, actually. I was going. You know what I'm saying? Going through my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But she's still single. I still got a shot. But I am trying to move in on another. But I'm just Mr. Single right now. But I don't want to sit up there and cross too many spots. I'm saying, since I was gone and came back with my problems. I'm good. It was definitely a great experience for me to have, just to get away from society, focus on, you know what I'm saying? When I was in there the whole entire time, I was focused on my spiritual and my things I want to do, goals, creativity. Like, I got some books that I started on in there. You know what I'm saying? Music, inventions. I wasn't wasting time when I was going. That was the other thing. I was locked up, but I wasn't wasting no time doing me. You know what I'm saying? And the way society is right now, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing holding me back from. All right, good. Let me send it. Me being the person that I can. Oh God, dang it! That I am, that I can be. You know what I'm saying? My potential or whatever. So I'm still happy. Still pretty happy. But so I only got like 20 more minutes with y'all on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I can still talk to y'all in the next 20 minutes, but I'm gonna end the stream in like 20 minutes probably. We probably just gonna go to the store together, y'all. So I might just throw on the hoodie. Well, I am gonna throw on the hoodie and just, you know what I'm saying, we go to the store together. But I'm really trying to send off this application before I go. Let me hook it up to cable. Cable Wi-Fi. Cable Wi-Fi. I wonder if it lets me play music. And your love, it does you. It makes me stronger. No matter what we're going through. I won't look back, won't look back. So I'm done with Spotify. Spotify is just not for me. Like, I like it as like for everybody else to listen to my music and stuff like that. Spotify is not the groove for me. It's more so for my fans of my music that I used to make. I talked to my big homie too. He wants to make like house music pieces, and that's cool. Most boomers use MSN. That's crazy. Millennials don't use this. Generation X, Generation Z is less. It's probably dang. I want to read about this. There was this girl that got raped and murdered out on South Beach, Miami. That was something that was like horrible, and they caught the two dudes. But that was something really terrible. That's why y'all gotta be safe. You know what I'm saying, ladies, when y'all go out. You know what I'm saying? Best bet is if you want to get you some ass, you know what I'm saying, you should already be talking to people before you even get down there, like join, you know what I'm saying, people that you already know, or, you know what I'm saying, if you want to take that risk, probably like be in a group chat, you know what I'm saying, chat it up, get to know somebody in the chat before you go down, and then y'all link up down there, and just don't be on no creepy stuff. There's a lot of creeping the creeps, you know what I'm saying, not even like creep like, ooh, but creep like they, you know what I'm saying, do stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure like it wasn't supposed to go as far as what had happened. There's guys out there that be like, you know what I'm saying, ass, or, you know what I'm saying, or they taking it. That's like, who raised you, animals? You know what I'm saying? She don't want you. You should have thought about, guys, get about five to 10 options of women when you going out and basically at all times of your life, except for when you married. Then it probably cuts down to like 3. That's gonna be like your second wife, third wife, fourth wife. But when we sitting there putting it all in for, you know what I'm saying, these girls, and they're probably sitting there cashing these girls out, spending mad money, and they're like, man, I ain't gonna get the ass. Yeah, because this isn't, you know what I'm saying, that oldest trick in the book. Just because you spending money, it don't mean they're gonna give it to you. Like, so don't get mad. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff that you agree upon beforehand. Like, don't think that drugs and alcohol is your way to, you know what I'm saying, get some, or just like buying, you know what I'm saying, cash them out, buying food, whatever. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, work your seduction and, you know what I'm saying, flirt, bring up, you know what I'm saying, having sexual relations later, you know what I'm saying, so it's agreed upon. Don't try to run a train, you know what I'm saying, unless she with it, you know what I'm saying, and always have, like, if you with your friends, make sure you have your own spot or your own or way to, you know what I'm saying, break off from your friends. Like, I always, you know what I'm saying, when I'm about to go mess with a girl or something, I'm with like a crowd of guys, always, you know what I'm saying, got my chance to like break out and then be alone with the, you know what I'm saying, the girl that I'm messing with. You know what I'm saying, you want to be with her, whatever. And then also, you ain't gotta get it just when you meet her down at South Beach. You can go to where she at, or you can have her come down to where you at, and then y'all get together down at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to get to know people. You know what I'm saying? Try to get to know, you know what I'm saying, that woman before, you know what I'm saying, not, you can on some one night, you know what I'm saying, because, you know what I'm saying, that happens, you know, but you gotta work towards, you know what I'm saying, this is your name, at least first name, you're from here, you do this, you like this, or I noticed that you like this, you know what I'm saying, or, you know what I'm saying, then they know some things about you, maybe, if she want to know, and she's reciprocating that, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, it really don't matter, sometimes they just don't care, they just want to, you know what I'm saying, but, and then you work in your flirtation, and then after that, location, and then stipulations, and then relations. You know what I'm saying? That's just a quick step by step, a little bit to help your ass out, rather than, you know what I'm saying, we about to get bottles, bud, you know what I'm saying, find some girls, invite her back to the hotel, we all get fucked up. Oh, she ain't trying to give it up, or she passed out, now you raped her, and she wake up mid-rape, and then you end up choking that bitch out, and now she dead, or, you know what I'm saying, something else happened. You know, sad. And then that's probably how that went, just from my knowledge of men on Earth. But you know what I'm saying, I go out and I'm on, you know what I'm saying, some stuff out there. You always got a tier of your life. There's girls that you can get that night, next week, the next night, never. Y'all just talking, or you end up with one of her friends. You know what I'm saying? Or you just end up friends. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be open to, you know what I'm saying, whatever the results may be from that. You know what I'm saying? You can't press extra hard on it. It's her body. She can do what the hell she wants. She probably don't even want your ass. She probably wants your boy. So I'm thinking they probably, you know what I'm saying, group raped her ass while she was, you know what I'm saying, knocked out. And she died, you know what I'm saying, from them trying to escape it or not trying to go down with the shit. Or from the drugs. I still gotta read the article. It's sad. They're saying young people throwing their lives away. All because you want some ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just sex. it's not that serious. Like, I'm more so into, yeah, I want it, but you gotta put your energy into, you know what I'm saying, yourself, and develop yourself, and then you can have whatever you want, because whatever in your scope is what you'll have. You know what I'm saying? Sad. Gotta really world we in. You know what I'm saying? We got, you know what I'm saying, we got like a changing world going on right now with this new awakening, especially with that COVID had caused due to everybody being inside and we just social network or just be amongst our families and our close ones. And then also we're distancing now because you know what I'm saying, it's hard to meet people, you know what I'm saying, in this COVID thing. Like, a lot of people don't want to get sick, you know what I'm saying? So they, you know what I'm saying, sex has gone down dramatically. Everybody was like, oh, it's about to be a baby boom. No, it's only about to be a baby boom for the people who are actually in relationships and together. For the single people, which is the majority of people in society, you know what I'm saying, just a slight majority, or the, you know what I'm saying, the non-committed people, you ain't getting new partners, you know what I'm saying, in this situation. A lot of people have, but statistically, you're not getting a new partner because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to get sick or this and that and that and that and that and that. And one half may not take it serious, the other half does, you know. So a lot of lonely ass people, but it's a good time to get to know somebody, you know what I'm saying. Long distance relationships, breaking up starting up new friendships, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of people broke up during this time period too, because you start to see who somebody really is when, you know what I'm saying, if they got that time where they had nobody watching, and now you watching everything they're doing, and then you don't agree with what's going on, and y'all found out y'all not really all that compatible, so a lot of relationships ended. People sitting there talking like, we about to have another baby boomer situation. Hell no. And especially with this age of contraceptives and Plan Bs, and you know what I'm saying, people ain't trying to have, you know what I'm saying, just reckless sex and babies. Like, our generations now, like, especially like Z, I mean, not Z, what was it? It was X, Y, yeah, Generation Z. They don't want to have no babies. Like, they're a lot more careful than, you know what I'm saying, boomers, X and Y, you know what I'm saying, millennials, you know what I'm saying, teen pregnancy going straight the fuck down. Like, kids ain't having kids no more. They still fucking, but they ain't having kids no more because, you know what I'm saying, more likely to get abortion, more likely for a Plan B pill, and more likely to wear a condom and have protection. STD rates are actually shot down. Like, and we actually got a pill now that you can't catch AIDS. Just, you know what I'm saying, medicine and everything that's out right now. People ain't, like, kids is expensive. Like, when people, like, I always said it, like, when you want to have a kid, you have a kid. Like, it ain't like we in like 1920 and you messed up your calendar that you kept for your period or anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, people ain't having babies like that. You wanted to have that baby, or you know what I'm saying, or y'all was sitting there just that damn reckless. Like, there's a whole pill you can get in the first 48 hours, and you can sit there and handle that, or all kinds of other things like birth control. They got birth control that you can just buy now. You ain't even got to be prescribed that shit no more. You just buy that shit straight off Amazon. Like, I'm pretty sure they got some up in Walgreens and CVS now that you can just get. You even got the male birth control pills now. But this is a day and age, like, a lot of the, like, I could be a good analyst, like, forecasting and everything like that. Like, I used to be kind of off, but that was because I would be going off on whims or just outcomes that I want. But after you see like human behavior and how people act, you can see stuff coming, and that only comes with experience and age. Like I was always a very knowledgeable person to the point where people resented it, and like people like try to have their emotional answer towards things, but I always had like a logical, practical answer. Sometimes I had emotional answers, but I'll try to logic it out, or even just, you know what I'm saying, admit that, hey, this is my, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know what I'm saying, just the outcome that I want, but that can only happen through this, this, and that. But if this, and that happens, you know what I'm saying, this is going to be a different situation. Whew. The drop. The motherfucking drop. I love all y'all out there. I'm saying that to my people on my wall. And people I love, even if I don't like you. There's some people I don't like. I don't fuck with y'all. But I just didn't block you, because I don't got the energy to do that. It was alright. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad always tried to make his enemies into his friends, which I just distance myself. In the book of Isaiah, they say prophets can get, you know what I'm saying, ahead of themselves, or just do too much. I think that's the situation we was doing too much. Same thing with like wearing yellow and wearing gold. It was just doing too much. And that was based on the time period. Because like imagine wearing gold in like 5th century, what is it? No, 7th century Saudi Arabia. You get killed out that bitch. You know how hard it was to like smelt that and, you know what I'm saying, blacksmith it. You somebody straight cut your fingers off to get that shit. You know what I'm saying? But this motherfucker, he believed in divorce though. Something that, you know what I'm saying, Catholics don't believe in necessarily. But I do know Catholics who got divorced. Take that shit back. I'm trying to read about the crime. I hate my voice since I'm getting rid of this. It's almost stuffy. So it's like, ugh. Like, the back of my, it's like this part of my throat. This is like, like, it's like squeezing it. So it's like, it's all swollen. Especially with the coughing and the scratching. Oh shit, I got the news article. Alright, Christine Engelgart ran marathons while studying nursing and managed a pizza restaurant outside Philadelphia. This month she decided to travel to Miami Beach. Oh, she fucked up. She went alone. She ain't had no friends. Women, don't ever travel alone. Like distances. Like, don't travel to vacation alone. You know what I'm saying? This is not Stella got her groove back and she ain't even go alone. You know what I'm saying? There's always gotta be somebody you can run to out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? If you go someplace alone, you better have family there, friends, associates. Already on the other side, hundreds of miles away in North Carolina, was a former husband who lost Collier, 21, a month of illness in high school, told surrogate family members that he hoped to become an occupational therapist. He moved with a friend Dorian Taylor. Oh, that's a black man with a murky past. Oh shit. So Ivoire, Collier, and Dorian Taylor. You know they about to get Dorian ass. Their lives intersected last week in what police described as a mandatory assault that left Englehart dead. So it was a white girl. I thought it was a black girl that died. You know what I'm saying? I saw the headline and I tried to read it. And I thought it was, because I saw 2 black dudes. And I was like, damn, they probably killed a little black girl. But this is a white girl. I can tell because her name is Christine Englehart. I ain't never met a black person with that name. Okay, predator assault that left Inglehart dead inside South Beach Albion Hotel. Collier and Taylor are now in Miami-Dade jail accused of drugging and raping her, then stealing her credit. Oh, shit. Stealing her credit cards to continue the partying. She was found dead inside the hotel room, and the Miami-Dade medical examiner is trying to determine if she died of an overdose. She probably died of an overdose after sex. You know what I'm saying? They was running a train on her. She died, overdose, and they just stole her shit. That's what I'm hoping. If I was their lawyer, that's a story I'm selling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condoning, you know what I'm saying? I don't know none of the facts, so I'm not sitting there speaking on nothing like that. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping it's not as bad as it seems, that they just robbed a dead person. That's it. That's like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario. But if they say she overdosed rather than got strangled to death or some shit, cool. But the dumb shit is that they took her, that they robbed her, so now they're traceable throughout the whole entire shit, wherever they went. The story first reported Miami Herald has added to the international attention on Miami Beach. The city has been swamped by sometimes unruly crowds during the COVID-19 pandemic. Police officers clashed with parties and officials. 8 p.m. curfew in Pennsylvania. Engelhart's family and friends are reeling. They've started a GoFundMe page to help pay for the funeral. As of Wednesday, the page has already raised over $29,000. She had one of those laughs that could light up the entire room. She's the last person you ever expect something like this to happen to. Anything to happen to. We're all trying to figure out why she wanted to go down to Florida to party and probably fuck black dudes. So I'm thinking, yeah, they both black because I saw their picture. She was studying at Bucks Community College. She was assistant manager at a pizza shop. She was cautious about her surroundings while running alone. She had an encounter before with a suspicious man who broke down the car and repeatedly tried flagging her down as she ran outside Tyler State Park, Pennsylvania. She alerted park rangers. This is just past stuff. Okay. Collier told police he believed the drug was Percocet, a powerful pain reliever. A Miami testified during the bond hearing, so they already had the bond hearing, that he went along with Taylor as they planned to have sex with the victim. You know what I'm saying? They running a train on her. She had some Percocet. She OD'd because she ain't never do drugs before. She was probably one of those goody girls who ain't never do nothing her whole entire life. And then, so, police said by the time Engelhart, she could barely stand. He had to hold her up as they got up the elevator. The report said that the men sexually assaulted her in the room even as she felt unconscious, then stole her cell phone and credit cards before leaving. Why? It was unclear. The arrest report that Engel was drinking, what she meant, you mixed with alcohol and Percocet, you done. And whether she took the pill willingly or she was given it surreptitiously. I mean, sneaking in some of his drink. In terms of the role of drugs, alcohol, and death, the fact that the victim was under the influence of alcohol and narcotics, she could not have consented to sex with the defendants. She was pronounced dead in the hotel room. Accused of using her to make purchases during her stay. Taylor was discovered days later with her phone. Why'd you keep her phone? Days later, nigga? Tracked down the men with the help of hotel surveillance footage. Taylor and Collier have been ordered held without bond, burglary with battery, sexual battery, petty theft, and fraudulent use of a credit card. They can face a potential manslaughter or murder charge if they to tie her death of the drug she ingested. So, good news for them. So far, they're not getting charged with murder or manslaughter, but they are getting charged with sexual battery and everything else. So that's like 15 years. So it's been. I'm going to say they can spend low in 2 years, high in 25 with all the added charges. They get out when they like in their 40s. Yvonne Collier had ever been arrested according to the court testimony in his family. He'll probably get off. He attended high school in Durham, but his mother to illness. Father was not part of his life, continuing close to school. He moved in with family of a high school friend. Wow. His friend's mother took him in. Lawrence Colley as a good student who ran track and played basketball after graduating. He served in the military, originally moved into an apartment in Greensboro with Taylor. Long said he did not know much of Taylor's life, but that she and her family believed he was a bad influence. He definitely was in the company of an older guy who could possibly influence him. I didn't get that guy's age. He's an honest predator. He's gullible. He's not some monster. He wasn't a predator. I'm not trying to make connections. Collier told his family he was going to Subway to try to make connections in the music industry, so he's a rapper or a singer. When confronted by Lee, Collier confessed it in detail. Taylor did not. Little is known about Taylor. His family could not be reached for comment. The public defender's office, which represents Taylor, declined to comment on Wednesday morning. Public records of Dorian Taylor, born 96, shows multiple arrests in Ohio, Florida, and North Carolina. Shit. In Ohio, the man was arrested for carrying a concealed weapon in 2008. The same person also did 24 months of probation for a burglary conviction out of Bay County, Florida. Dorian Taylor, sitting in Miami-Dade, listed to have been born on the same day and year, but a different month. However, mugshots taken 5 years apart appear to show the same person. So he ain't telling shit. No arraignment date for Taylor has been said. He's already pled not guilty through his lawyer. So he already just got off probation and he's back in trouble. So sad. I'm thinking Dorian. You know what I'm saying? Bagged her. She wanted to have sex with 2 black dudes. And something bad happened. Or a whole entire monstrosity just went down. But all in all, bad situation, drugs and alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Legally, you can't consent to that. I've been on, you know what I'm saying, alcohol and stuff, and I can honestly say you can't consent to sex. Like, it's just like somebody tops on your ass, they took advantage of me. Like that person, that girl took advantage of me when I was like drunk and I was already, you know what I'm saying, intoxicated with something else. And then on top of that, drinking more around them, they just hopped up on me and took advantage of me, and that was it. So, yeah, legally you cannot. You know what I'm saying? The whole entire time it was going down, in my mind I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I did not want it to go this far. Why is it happening right now? You know what I'm saying? Just as a perspective, you know, you can't. It's just something that, you know what I'm saying, you're just going with you know what I'm saying, not even going, it's just happening to you. So, don't do that kind of stuff with new people around without previously consenting through a certain point. But I'm about to go to the store. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better. I don't feel like spending money on medicine. I'll just rock it out with this energy drink. But I am probably going to use the bathroom. It's getting dark outside. It's time for me to close the window. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Whew. Back in this mother easy again. Get you low now. Oh, titties. I want y'all to see my titties. Alright. Oh no. Lost the internet again, but did I send in? I messed up because I didn't send in the application. Let's see if it sends. Nope. Fuck. Yeah, and this is something that I can do, like right now. Turn off the Wi-Fi, turn it back on. Whew, this is a long stream I had in a while. Thank you. I'm able to do this. Scratchy throat.